Hello everyone, welcome back to Brazil and welcome to the second leg of the quarter-finals of the Copa Continental. I've put too many ins in there, haven't I? It's the Brazilian Cup. Let's just call it that. Let's not overcomplicate things. In that spirit, let's get straight into the game as well. So, who is playing for us today? Well, we've not got anyone that's suffering too badly. I think we established last time that an orange arrow is not terrible for a player, and Schurz is so important to us as the captain and as our number one defender. He definitely showed that last time out against Palmeiras in the first leg, where he won everything in the air. So we're going to keep him on the pitch. Lopez, however, I think he can have a small rest. We can bring him off of the bench if we need him. I'm going to give Potka another game. Just because I think that perhaps it's possible that Palmeiras probably struggle against slightly more physical teams. So we're going to go with that, see what happens. And yeah, I think that pretty much is the only change we're going to have to make. Also, we're going to have a look at Dudu once we're done with this game, because I don't know, there's something about the name. Maybe it's just me pining for the days of Dodo from the original Master League lineup, but I might pick him up. You never know. So we're just waiting for the match to begin here. Always handy to read the game tips. You can pick up new techniques. Even if you're a seasoned player, they're always introducing new controls. I found recently that I've been using Super Cancel an awful lot more than I used to, which of course is when you press R1 and R2 simultaneously. Stops your player from running after a lost cause ball, which you know, can help to conserve just a tiny little amount of energy. But if you're constantly facing lofted through balls that are too heavy, then you can actually save yourself quite a lot of energy for a player by doing that. Okay, here we go. So we're kicking off and shooting in this first half from left to right. I got a message from the coaching team before this game telling me that Iago has now successfully retrained to a new style of play, which is the offensive fullback as opposed to the defensive fullback. There's an early chance. Fernando Pras picks it up with no trouble whatsoever. So hopefully that should benefit us a little bit more, given the fact that we do like to play with attacking fullbacks wherever possible. Potka into Guerreiro. Tried to dink it over the top, couldn't quite manage it. Potka dispossessed. It goes back to Kerr, and he plays it forwards into Borgia. Palmeiras with a little bit of possession here. Dudu now. Plays it infield. That's a good one too. Oh dear. Oh dear. And we got away with that one. Not entirely sure how. And Iago now on the left wing brings the ball forward. Look at him go. He's an absolute freight train. Looked to play the cross in, but couldn't quite make it. Do get the deflection though. Another deflection. Ball falls to Palmeiras, and now from the right back position they look to bring it forward. They've done a pretty good job here of winning the knockdown. They get past Iago into Wesley. Velasco doing a good job of covering his left back, but the pass is poor. Mauricio now manages to get it out to Guerra. Here's Wesley again. And Velasco again doing a brilliant job of winning the ball. And this time he doesn't make the mistake of passing it too early. Oh, but again his pass is pretty poor for Velasco. It's normally a lot better than that in the passing department. That's 2 out of 2 that he's either misplaced or ended up putting too much pepper on. Talking of putting too much pepper on, that ball finding its way all the way through to Iago. Here's Schurz, Diego Carlos. They move it from left flank to right. Mailton into Nonato. That's nice. That's really nice. Podka, it's 1-0. Brilliant passing move between Podka and Guerrero. And the man that gets a start today is the one to separate the teams. It's lovely, really. He just sticks a foot out, plays the ball into Guerrero, and Guerrero with a fantastically weighted ball back into Podka, knowing full well he was going to continue his run. And then Podka just rolls it past the goalkeeper. And at that angle, the goalkeeper probably should have done better. Not that you'll hear me complaining too much about an opposition goalkeeper letting one in. So 1-0 on the night, 3-0 now on aggregate. Not the ball I wanted. I was hoping that that might follow all the way through to Podka, but there we go. Rodriguez doing a good job of challenging for the ball. He doesn't win it, but he does enough to loop it up into the air. We're able to win it at the second attempt. Mailton wide out on the right, plays the cross in. Guerrero, goalkeeper with a fantastic save. It's vital for Palmeiras. If they get back into this, they can't concede another. As it is, they're already 3-0 down, 2 of those goals coming at their place. If they were to win this one 3-1, and if away goals counted, then of course they would end up winning the tie. So Inter are going to have to be careful now. A second goal, you would think, would really wrap it all up for them. But as of yet, no joy. Long ball forward. Easy for the defenders. Here's Rodriguez into Velasco. Just plays it back to Rodriguez again. Just playing it a little bit safer with Velasco. Doesn't seem to be hitting his stride with his passing at the moment. Oh, they forced Guerrero off the ball there. There was nothing fair about the way they did that. They literally just barged into him and pushed him off the ball. Another loose one, the deflection, but well won by Diego Carlos. Borja losing out. And Hulimar colliding with Mauricio and causing him to stop his run. But Inter have the ball again. Wasted pass in the end. And Mailton sends it all the way back to Marcelo Lomba. Nice and safe. There's absolutely no pressure from the Palmeiras players. They're not pushing up. You'd think at this point they would be anxious to win the ball high up the pitch. But they're just not offering anything. Oh, this is obviously a chance for 2-0, and it is 2-0. Very nicely done by Inter. And it's the first goal of the game for Guerrero. Reverse ball by Hulimar, playing Guerrero in. And he doesn't often miss from that kind of angle. A lovely finish from a lovely player. And that's 4-0 now on aggregate. Surely the tie is well and truly beyond Palmeiras. With 45 minutes left to play, they're going to have to pull something extraordinary out of the bag if they're going to win this tie now. Good solid stats from the first half there. Inter definitely in control, I should say. Palmeiras under Felipe Scolari, under the cosh. Big Phil just can't seem to get anything out of this team today. Shers goes up to win the header, and he does, as we knew he would. Velasco across to Nonato, plays the ball forward to Potka. Guerrero now, reverse out to Mailton, cross into the box, chance here, but the defenders equal to it. Carlos and Borja, only ever one winner there. Carlos, big and strong. Oof. Velasco. Inter now are playing with the confidence and fluidity that a 2-0 lead in a game and a 4-0 overall lead gives you. They're willing to try anything now. There's no fear about failing. Velasco from the corner. Remember, they had a fair amount of joy from set pieces against Palmeiras last time out. Here's Rodriguez. Back out to Iago. He's not going to get to it though. It was a little bit too strong. Iago playing on completely the wrong wing at the moment. Palmeiras can play the ball over to their right, then there's a chance that, oh dear, and they have indeed done that. Oh, that's real strength. Defensive nous from Rodriguez. It's a shame that final ball wasn't a little bit better. Oh, Iago wins that with absolutely no trouble whatsoever. Great pressing from Inter. They're not happy at 2. They want 3. Not with headers like that, though. And the goalkeeper watches the ball into his arms. No problem for him whatsoever. Nice little back heel there. It didn't quite come off, but possession retrieved. Shers losing out to a header for once. Had to happen eventually. Here's Guerra on the right wing. He could put a cross into the box here. Help is arriving. Takes deflection. It's going to be a corner kick. 69 minutes on the clock. If they're going to do something, it needs to be now, really. That's good from Nonato. Just making a nuisance of himself. Wins the ball. It's out to William Potka here. Here's Guerrero. Hulimar. And that's an awful foul. That really is a late challenge. It was never going to win the ball. He slid into the opposite side of the player. I can't believe a card isn't being produced here. Honestly, that's a tackle from behind. Really should be a yellow card at the bare minimum. Shers standing over the free kick. What's he going to do with it? I think he's going to whip one in for a header. He has done. Nobody can get anything from it. Here's Rodriguez. He's going to hit one. Well charged down by Palmeiras. Shers now. Rodriguez. Nonato. Played into Hulimar. He's got time and space. He hits one. And it goes harmlessly wide. They're looking for a spectacular one here. Really trying to rub salt into the wounds of the Palmeiras players. Should make a substitution, really. I've left it far too late as it is. It's both fullbacks looking a little bit tired, so we'll allow them both a break, even though we don't really have much else that needs doing, really. Like, everyone else is looking pretty okay. Maybe Velasco can come off and Patrick can get a game. I might even commit a foul just to get this substitution to happen a little bit quicker. Oh, no need. Palmeiras have done it for me. Thanks very much, lads. So here comes the triple change. Both fullbacks and Patrick in midfield. Antunes crosses the ball into the box. Guerrero picks it up. Surely Hulimar for a third. It is. He knew exactly where that ball was going. And he's developing something of a habit of doing this now. The ball coming loose from a Guerrero shot, and Hulimar is right there to pick up on the scraps. And Antunes, having been on the pitch for all of 30 seconds, contributing very nicely. Putting the cross in for Guerrero. The goalkeeper's really unlucky there. He nearly got enough of a hand to it to push it round the post, but in the end Hulimar was just too close and put too much through the back of that ball. It's 3-0 on the night, 5-0 on aggregate. Oh, it could be more. Oh, Guerrero running rings around the players here. Oh, that's a foul. That's a bad challenge, and despite the fact that Inter had the ball, the referee's called it back. A yellow card for him, for Luan, I think. Oh dear, oh dear. Don't get away with those ones. Gallardo not having the same start to his game as his opposite number at right back had, Antunes. Long ball over the top. Hulimar's looking to run onto it. He's got time and space. First touch isn't great. And in fact, Palmeiras are able to take advantage of that. He's offside, Hulimar. It's going to be called back. Three minutes of additional time. And in the 90th minute, Palmeiras have decided that they're going to tightly mark Guerrero. Took them long enough. And there we have it. Full time. It's a 3-0 victory on the night for Inter. 5-0 on aggregate. Palmeiras players absolutely distraught with what they've done and what they've allowed to happen. Guerrero happy as a lamb. Going to be appearing in a Brazilian Cup semi-final in the near future. Let's have a look at the stats. You can see Palmeiras managed to pull some of that possession back in the second half. Inter with a busier team in terms of passing, crossing. They intercepted more balls. All in all, a much busier team. Well worth the 3-0 victory. Guerrero, man of the match. Hulimar really rivaling him for that. But Guerrero really the one that made things tick. Technically with an assist as well as a goal. A good day for the striker. just in case you were thinking that it was a little bit too easy, you can see some of the other results here, and Flamengo absolutely pasting Santos on aggregate, 6-2. So we are not alone. Semi-finals then of the Cup. It's going to be Gremio versus Internacional in the left-hand bracket, and in the right-hand bracket, Flamengo will be taking on Ponte Preta. Well, well, well. A little bit of a shock there. So, tomorrow it's the much anticipated first match of the Libertadores, the American equivalent of the Champions League. You can see here we're holding a press conference to talk about it, I think. We didn't make it past the group stage last time out, so it's vital that we do so this time. I don't want to overpromise. Last thing you want is to say you're going to win something and then you scrape through by the skin of your teeth. Let's say it will go down to the wire, because there's... I think Colo could be a problem for us, and I'm unsure about Arsenal. So it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy, and I think that we've picked the right option there, looking at his response. Oh, hello. Well, that's music that I've not heard before. Oh man, I'm expecting Walter to turn up at any moment. Ah, very cool, very cool. Okay, well, all of this is just the usual stuff telling us earnings. We had something here, scouting. South American players developing. There's a few players there I'll have a look at off of the channel. But what we want to do is we want to search for Dudu, don't we? Let's have a quick look, just to satisfy ourselves. Because he looks like he could be an option for us. Now, of course, he is the Palmeiras player, because there is a lot of... oh, he's 33. Oh, dear. Well, that's a shame. He's very good, though, isn't he? Look at him. He's declining badly, though. Maybe we wait for him to retire and then we pick him up as a regen, eh? He looks like a pretty decent prospect, though. Definitely an attacking player. His passing's not bad. He's more of a ball carrier than he is a passer of the ball, though. And primarily a left midfielder, although he can play on the right. He's right-footed, so if you were to play a 4-4-2, he would play very nicely on the right-hand side of that formation. I'll tell you what, while I'm here, I'm tempted... No, we don't want to search the same thing again. Let's just go in. Let's check if there's anyone by the name of Dodo, just to satisfy that little craving I have for a little bit of original Master League player goodness. I believe he was retired a while ago. Okay, so we've got a player called Dodu, J Dodu, who is a left midfielder. He's only rated at 63. He's never going to be much of anything. Oh well, that's a shame. I was hoping there might be a defensive midfielder called Dodo or Dudu that I could pick up perhaps. But there we go, that will do for another episode. I shall leave you to the... Now, what's the name of this song? Is it The New World? I think that might be it. Anyway, either way, I'm going to leave you to the strains of this wonderful piece of classical music. Wish you a very happy Thursday, or whenever it is that you're watching this. And until next time, bye-bye.